Hafa day and welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi. So glad you could join us. Well, an internal affairs investigation found that a Guam customs officer was at fault for drawing his firearm. Customs officials confirmed the incident that prompted the investigation happened on August 1st of this year. The officer apparently was on his way to work when he pulled over another driver for imprudent driving. The officer told investigators at some point during the traffic stop the situation warranted pulling out his firearm. The officer stating, quote, "There was a threat to bystanders in the area. No injuries were reported. However, a complaint was filed with the agency and the IA investigation concluded that the customs officer was in the wrong for pulling out his gun." Leadership at Guam Customs declined to further discuss the incident. The director has since served the officer with his disciplinary action, but those details have not yet been released. And what's the latest with the Guam Memorial Hospital? CEO Peter John Camacho says the process for recovering their lost Joint Commission accreditation is still in progress. Funding still a major roadblock to fixing deficiencies listed in that report, including federal dollars from the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, which according to Camacho, CMS owes Guam's only public hospital $13 million.
That is done annually for the hospital. GMH is actually due, if you want to call it a refund,
right.
From the federal government for the cost of care that we provided for Medicare and Medicaid patients. And that amount would actually be significant and would be, very, very helpful in our efforts to take care of some of these problems like the electrical panel or the leaky roof or, upgrading some of the diagnostics that we need to have here.
With the new administration at the helm, he's hopeful Governor-elect Lou Leon Guerrero will work with the new legislature to prioritize GMH.
Annually, does a lot to your ability to perform the way you should. And so that's something that should be considered by the new incoming legislature and then, the new administration. And Senator Lou or Governor-elect Leon Guerrero is a health professional, so I'm sure that she's going to be looking at fighting for, to make sure that support for the hospital, is going to be there.
Camacho says he's still waiting on the certification of election results to start working with the transition team. Bingo, a game many of us, especially Armanamco, enjoy playing. It's a game with a chance to win money. But one senior center instead gathered their winnings to donate towards a cause that has impacted many of us. KUAM's Nick Delgado has the story.
And 33 and 33.
It's with each letter and number announced. And players marking their cards. This group of Santa Rita Senior Citizens Center gets to work playing bingo. Village Mayor Del Alvarez.
They wanted to do one themselves, but when we talk about it, we just combined and we invited the community to come out, and it was a good showing. Everybody was really in there to help the relief.
An event that raised $3,000 to help the CNMI.
They were so happy, and that they're going to do it, and we're going to do one more at least, and see. But they're very happy when we told them that we made $3,000, which that's a lot for a bingo night.
The check handed over to the One Marianas team, who recently returned from a relief trip in Tinian.
We wanted to give some attention and relief to the CNMI.
I know this is not much, but I would love to have one more, and I'm having a canned food drive and whatever that they can give. That we're going to turn them in Saturday. A lot of canned foods and toiletries, and everything that we can think of.
Collection efforts being recognized from all over. 14-year-old Faith Camper operates Everybody Has Something pantry boxes, a social media campaign initially launched earlier this year to ensure children on Guam have something to eat. Her drive currently ongoing through her Facebook site and with several public schools, but Faith is expanding her giving up north.
I haven't been in an actual typhoon myself, but I've seen the damage to both. I have family in Florida when they got hit, and it's devastating to have them lose everything, and I just wanted to help.
She joins others from across the region doing their part to help those impacted by U2. Faith also has this message for our brothers and sisters in the CNMI.
Don't stop believing that there are people who want to help you. Don't give up hope. You'll get all your stuff back, hopefully.
You can find out more about how you can help the CNMI on KUAM.com, where we also have a link to Face Pantry campaign. Now, Giving Tuesday is on November 27th, and it's a day when people across the globe engage in random acts of kindness. The KUAM Care Force will once again be taking part in several service events around the island, and we hope you will join us. Here's more.
The KUAM Care Force has joined Giving Tuesday, a first-of-its-kind effort that will harness the collective power of a unique blend of partners that include charities, families, businesses, and individuals to transform the way people think about, talk about, and participate in the giving season. KUAM Chief Executive Officer Marie Calvo-Monge talks about how Giving Tuesday began 6 years ago in New York.
And the thought behind it, it being on a Tuesday, was we have in America, there's Black Friday, which, you know, is a phenomenon, and then there's I think it's Cyber Monday now, and so they thought, okay, so Giving Tuesday, let's make Giving Tuesday about giving back, because we're consuming so much from Friday and through the weekend.
Taking place on Tuesday, November 27th, Giving Tuesday aims to create a national movement around the holidays.
Already, and we jumped on, and it's become a real tradition for us here at KUAM, in that we create like a giving marathon every Giving Tuesday, and every employee gets involved. We have activities from the start of our day through the entire workday, and that's just our way to come together, to build our team, but also to give back to the community.
Along with the tradition of Christmas caroling at St. Dominic's.
We'll be kicking off Giving Tuesday with our morning wave, 7:30 a.m. in the KUAM parking lot. We have a team going down south to Southern High and Mount Carmel and JP Torres to pick up donations from their students. And then we have our luncheon that we'll be hosting at Guam, San Jose. Special thanks to Papa John's and McDonald's for their donations. And then we are having our U2 drive-through drive out here in the parking lot.
According to KUAM Community Relations Coordinator Sherelle Daniel, the U2 drive-through drive will be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and you can drive up and donate items such as butane gas, portable stoves, batteries, toiletries, tarps, and more. Items will be delivered to the Aduda Foundation, which has been sending out supplies to the CNMI. We encourage the entire community to do what it can to join us in the Giving Tuesday movement.
We also had some elementary schools reach out that they will be collecting donations from their schools and donating it to different charities around the island. And if anybody else in the community wants to participate or donate or give back to the community, they can email careforce@kuam.com. And if you are participating, we are encouraging the community to use the hashtag GivingTuesdayGuam. That way we can generate all the photos and video footage to compile it and use it in our feature.
And don't forget to follow @GivingTuesdayGuam on Instagram for more information and inspiration.
Thanks, Joan. Well, it's an award that serves as a testament to their hard work and commitment to serving the people of Guam. Here's more on the Guam Fire Department winning Department of the Decade at the recent MacPro Awards ceremony held at the University of Guam Calvo Fieldhouse.
The MacPro Awards is a government-wide employee recognition program within the executive branch of the government of Guam. It is the highest and most competitive employee awards program bestowed by the governor, which showcases the outstanding employees and programs of the government. The various awards reflect individual and group performance, customer service, valor, cost savings, integrity, community service, and sports programs.
The Guam Fire Department competed and won for Department of the Decade. The period specifically is 2008 to 2018.
According to GFD Acting Fire Chief Joey St. Nicholas, to qualify for such an honor, the department had to go through 3 phases. The first was to list the top 10 accomplishments of GFD.
Garnered enough votes to move to phase 2, where we had to submit an expanded 5-page write-up on those same 10 accomplishments that we put in. And with that, we were selected by, I believe, community members from the private sector. We were selected as a finalist. So A finalist from the small category, medium, and large category went to phase 3.
The final phase consisted of answering 5 questions in 150 words or less.
Everything from what does this recognition mean to you? What do you think is your biggest accomplishment of the 10? And what does it mean to the employees going forward?
For Sir Nicholas, the biggest accomplishment he is proud of is the faith and confidence in GFD by the community they serve.
The most that I'm most proud of, obviously, is of course our personnel and their efforts to give back, to contribute to the community, adopting bus stops, cleaning up the schools and getting them ready for the school year, and then even at times maintaining those schools. And then even on top of that, during the year, donating sports equipment, helping spruce up their playground equipment.
Each fire station has made themselves a pillar of the community that they're in, and that includes the 911 personnel, fire prevention, and headquarters. It's an award that the department is proud of. According to Fire Lieutenant J.P. Netadog, officer in charge for Rescue 1, GFD has been through a lot over the years, and winning Department of the Decade is a true testament of its leadership.
In the past 20 plus years I've been in the department, I've seen a lot of changes with the department being at its highest in morale and at its lowest. But in the past 10 years, it's been nothing but positive and proactive stuff with the department.
Sir Nicholas says it's validation. While they don't ask for recognition, it's appreciated for those who are willing to put their lives on the line for perfect strangers.
We're proud to call ourselves firefighters, and we're proud to call ourselves public servants, and you know, at the same time, we're not done yet. We're going to continue to do everything else we can to help continue that image, to continue that reputation.
The department truly has pride.
It's broken down into 5 core values, which is P for professionalism, R for respect, I for integrity, D for dedication, and E for empathy. So that's how the Guam Fire Department was able to achieve Department of the Decade, with the pride of what we do.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonagan Charfris.
Stay tuned. Well, next on Weekend Edition, we'll see what stories were trending on social media this week. See you after the break.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
We value relationships because when we commit,
I love you guys until you're 80, until you're 90, until you're 100, forever.
We are in it for the long run, so you can enjoy the moments that matter. Because when we commit to relationships, we never stop caring. Calvo's Select Care, health care that is always there for you. Federal employees and annuitants enroll today.
Everyone saves money on Black Friday, but at Cars Plus in Mighty, you can save all month long during our Black Friday sales event. Right now, save up to $10,500 on a new Ram 1500, or save up to $6,000 on a new Chrysler 300. How about a new Chrysler Pacifica? Save up to $4,000. Buy today and receive a Cars Plus value card, where you'll get 21 cents off per gallon at all Shell stations. Get great deals all month during Cars Plus Black Friday sales event. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Welcome back. Well, many headlines covered this week caught your eye either on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Now it's time to take a look at what you had to say.
Diliana Judine Tooncap was crowned 2018 Miss International Oceania in Tokyo, Japan at the Miss International Beauty Pageant. She's the first delegate from Guam to receive the recognition. Great job, Diliana. Fans from around the island showed their support as well. Pepsi flies winner to watch Bruno Mars in Hawaii. Cassandra Ruaro and her mother were the winners of the Pepsi Guam Bruno Mars Flyaway. They were able to catch Bruno Mars' final stop of his 24K Magic Tour at the Aloha Stadium over the weekend. It looked to be an amazing show, and we hope you had a great time. Over at UNO, we have the UNO playlist that comes out every week on I-94 and SoundCloud. This week, the UNO team put together a collection of some of the best breakup songs ever written, and all the songs were submitted by UNO's Instagram followers. To hear previous playlists, you can check out the KUAM Podcast Network on SoundCloud, or stay tuned on I-94 from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., and 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. to hear the UNO playlist on air. Giving Tuesday is November 27th. On this Global Day of Giving, we will be providing goods and services to a few local nonprofits. Those beneficiaries this year are GAIN, Guma San Jose, and the Alley Shelter. We will also be collecting supplies for the victims of Typhoon Yutu. If you would like to take part in this occasion, view the Giving Tuesday Guam on Instagram or message us on any of our social media platforms.
Thanks, Cami. Well, I love the UNO playlist, and Jason is next with your Crime Stoppers report.
If you get nervous about having dental treatment, you're not alone. An estimated 35 million adults experience anxiety or nervousness at the simple thought of visiting the dentist. As your dentist, I strive to make your visit as painless or pain-free as possible. And I frequently tell my patients that in the 21st century, if we can give you medicines to put your tooth to sleep or medicines to take an infection or toothache away, we can surely give you something to help relax you and take all fear away. No one ought to sit in a dental chair thinking of bad childhood memories or fearing injections. If you're a dental coward, but you really do want your teeth fixed, don't wait until the pain is killing you. Come in, tell us your fears, and set up an appointment. We have convinced many that dental treatment doesn't need to be scary anymore. For your helpful dental minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. You shall never know all the good a simple smile can do.
There is no place on Guam like Chuck E. Cheese's. It's tons of fun with so many games, and parties are a blast, where everyone has fun. Come and party at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam. Call and book your party today.
Okay, everybody, if you're a member of the Guam Police Department, it's not always about rolling around in the police cruisers with the sirens blaring and busting criminals and, breaking up fights and stuff like that and stopping riots. And that is a very important part of their job. But also what GPD does is they make sure that kids are aware that this is their community and give them something positive to do. Sergeant Paul Tapal with Guam Crime Stoppers is here, and we are going to talk about a recent event, Sarge, that you guys did that was fun for everybody, including you guys.
Oh, absolutely. We had a great time. And, we kicked off, or, no pun intended, but we launched our first ever Fade Away from Violence, Choose to Be Drug and Alcohol-Free kickball tournament exclusively for our elementary schools with GDOE. And with this event, we did 2 legs, and we had 16 teams to come out and over 300 athletes, over 100 volunteers from the high school. So we really worked with DOE in making sure that it was centric towards our kids within DOE. And we were, in our first event, our first leg, what we did was we put together a form of static display information booths where parents can come out, talk to service providers, non-government organizations about how they can be a part of their child's life. And having that much participants, having that much athletes, having that much volunteer, it really is testimony that the community is taking a step forward in providing that safe alternative lifestyle of choice through sports. And, it was great to be a part of that.
I was going to say, because this is something that's near and dear to both of our hearts, because using sports as a vehicle to promote a positive message to young people. When you do that, it really, really resonates, because some kids can just be like, okay, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to have some fun, kickball and everything like that. But how did the young people actually receive that message about, hey, this is fun, we get to be out in the sunshine, you get to meet new people, have a blast, but at the same time, there's a bunch of stuff in the world that can really get you into a lot of trouble and really even threaten your life.
Yeah, absolutely, and you hit it in the head. How do we use sports as a vehicle? And first what we did was, when we sold it to the schools, we went to each school. Our officers went into the schools, and they partook in a small pickup game with the kids. But we left it to the schools to make sure that the kids that they chose were the right representative of their schools. And it was more of the ambassador, the stewardship of the school and everything. But we've incorporated through sports as a life coach and everything, good decision-making skills. And we showcase how if you make good decision-making skills on the field, you can apply that on life or in your classroom or any type of obstacles that come your way, any type of challenges, life challenges that come your way. How do you make good decision skills? Because really, we were looking at what's the message and what we're going to do, and we focus on decision-making skills. And what better avenue than sports? Because I always stress that. I'm always yelling that in the field or in the pitch. Hey, that was a good decision, poor decision, and everything. And we all know the rewards that come out of good decision-making skills on the pitch or in the field. You get a goal and you get a scoring opportunity. Same thing in life. And we found ourselves talking to the kids. We found ourselves motivating the kids. We found ourselves, our officers from our juvenile investigators, talking to the kids, giving them words of encouragement, because we had kids who really put their heart and soul into it, and they suffered a defeat. But it didn't end there. Our officers came out and they were like encouraging the students, and we showed them to positive intervention that, there's good that's coming out of this. So again, thank you to all the schools who participated. Thank you to all the athletes and, of course, the volunteers.
You can still do your best, and you may have lost the game, but if you stay away from drugs and alcohol, then you win at life.
Absolutely. And that was our message and what we're trying to do and what we did for that event is because when we had our service providers out there, but when we had them engaging in the sporting event, we had people from, we had all sorts of ethnic background, family members coming out, cheering on, and them being a part of that. And my wife, who's a teacher by trade and by heart, she was really taken back by the fact that we had our FSM families, our FSM brothers and sisters out there cheering on their respective child in the sporting competition. So it really was testament of what we did and how we did it and how we approached it, where we provided an opportunity for these kids to engage in something positive. And again, it really was the community coming forward in this and giving us that venue and giving us that opportunity to showcase what we can all do as a community.
Okay, now was this a one-time shot event, or is this the first of many that's going to happen?
This is going to be, I guess, the perpetual trophy that was presented. And, I want to recognize the two final teams that made it to the championship, JQ San Miguel, and of course our champions for 2018 goes to CL Taitono Elementary. And with that, yeah, they have the hardware to prove it. And that perpetual trophy, what we want to do is we want to bring that so that we can use that as an incentive for the schools and the students to look for something to look forward to.
So the same trophy, you're going to pass it around every year?
Yes, absolutely.
Like the Stanley Cup?
Absolutely.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I mean, that perpetual trophy.
Sports,
absolutely. And with sports, how do we incorporate this, right? And I was telling some of the teachers and some of the coaches, you can use this as a behavior modification. You give the kids an incentive, something to work forward to. You give them that opportunity to represent their school. Not only you're setting precedents with the upperclassmen, but you're also setting expectations now with your primary grades that I want to be this. I want to represent my school. So I think we're on to something good, and we want to see, our foresight way of thinking is how are we going to up one on what we did over. But again, that's going to be coming down to the planning. But we want to take in the all the positive feedback that we got from the event, and of course everything and all the agencies that collaborated their work in making this possible.
All right, well, we do have a little bit of business to get to, so what's this week's crime of the week?
This week, unfortunately, is a purse snatching that occurred down in Tumon.
Okay, that is not cool. Let's make Guam's tourism capital be the happiest place for everybody. I lived there for a very long time. That is my neighborhood. Let's get the information you can use.
On Wednesday, October 17, at around 11 o'clock in the morning, officers from the Tumon Precinct Command entertained a robbery complaint that occurred on Fujita Road in Tumon. According to the police report, the victim, a female tourist, was walking on the roadway of Fujita Road by the Tumon Trade Center when a vehicle, later described as a silver Toyota Corolla, drove beside the victim as the driver of the car reached out and pulled the purse from the victim's shoulder. The vehicle was seen by witnesses exiting Fujita Road and proceeded to travel west on Route 14 Challenge Salvatoris in Tumon. The victim only described the suspect being bald and having a dark complexion. Now, the Guam Police Department and the Guam Crime Stoppers is asking the help from the community relative to this case. If anyone has any information about this crime or any other crime, you can call our 24-hour hotline at 477-HELP, that's 4357, or submit a tip online at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. All calls will remain completely confidential, and a cash reward of up to $1,000 could be paid if the information provided leads to an arrest and a grand jury indictment. Your call does make a difference.
Okay, so if people want more information about the kickball of it. It's a super long name. You can say it again because I can't even remember that many words. That's why I have the teleprompter. But how can people get more information about that if they'd like to even volunteer next time or help out?
Get involved with the school. You know, again, we've established a partnership with DOE, and you know, the beautiful thing about it was that we network with the high school kids, and we want to incorporate now our middle school kids. How do you help out? Be that peer mentor group that's going to help support our elementary kids to make good decision making. So get involved with DOE. You know, we're going to continue to work with DOE with more programs. You know, again, everything is geared towards sports. But again, this event wouldn't have been possible without the partnership with the Department of Education, Department of Parks and Recreation, our partners with Micronesian Resources, the Sinahanya Mayor's Office, Barragatan Mayor's Office, and of course the Dedham Mayor's Office, and our special donors who made this happen. You know, I know there's a lot to mention, and I apologize if I don't mention everybody, but you know, LMS, Bob Salas, you know, always telling me pay it forward. You know, EMI and everything, and of course Quick Space for being our trophy providers and helping us with our logistics. So thank you to the community. Thank you to the Teason High JROTC program, GW's JROTC program, and of course the Department of Correction for making sure that the fields that they played on were immaculate, and it was beautiful. I mean, you had to come out and see it and everything.
Well, we can't wait for part 2.
I'm excited. You know, the planning, you know, we're in the planning stage, so be looking out for that. You know, part 2 is going to come up shortly, so you know, keeping tabs with your school and of course with the Department of Education.
All right, outstanding. Sarge, we thank you so much.
Thanks for having me again.
All right, thank you for watching. We are back right after this.
Everyone saves money on Black Friday, but at Cars Plus in Mighty, you can save all month long during our Black Friday sales event. Right now, save up to $10,500 on a new